It's so good, so very relatable. Uh, so this is from Jordan's perspective. It was a constant battle for me to be clumped into activities with other kids with severe disabilities just because we were different from the general population. It was like no one considered that no disability is equal to the next, so we were all treated as if we were helpless children in teenage bodies. Oh, poor Jordan. And so many kids with disabilities who, yeah, look, they're all just neurodivergent and differently abled, as if all of their difficulties with interacting with how the world is set up is the same. So, yeah. I find this interesting too. We'll see, like later on in the book. But as of right now, Aurora is the only one that talks to the reader. So she breaks the fourth wall. Like she says here at the beginning of her chapter, although I don't like looking back at my life before, I feel that just this once it's necessary. That way, if you make up your mind that I was a modern day Jezebel for falling for a stranger as a married woman, at least you'll do so equipped with all the facts. So she's obviously very, like, connecting with us directly. And neither of the other two characters are doing that. So we shall see if it changes. That is a really cute line from Jordan. Besides, everyone knows that giggles are as contagious as hiccups. Are they, Jordan? Are they? I love it. But also, uh, it's very sweet. Max has a good relationship with his mom. I always love that, you know? Uh, I get it. There's lots of terrible relationships that people have with their parents, but it's nice to have one in a book where they just really get along and they're like friends, you know? I always enjoy reading a first erection. Jordan has never had quite these feelings before, and our bodies respond in ways that we don't have control of. So this is an interesting discussion. I don't know if I want to put this on here, but people with disabilities are often thought of as not being sexual in any way. And that's just blatantly not true. People with disabilities are human just like all of us, you know? Again, we're all just people. No matter what our different abilities are, we all are human at the core of it. It's so hard. It continues to be the only thing that I have a little bit of a problem with this book is the lack of dialogue. It's a lot of like telling what's going on, and not that it's doing a bad job at that, but we just had a part where Aurora finally told Max about her past. It's very hard for her to tell it because there's a lot of abuse and there's a cult involved, but I just can't help but feel that it would have been a lot stronger of a scene, one that really like gut punches you, if there had been dialogue. This story feels a little like pulled back, as if we're like looking from above and surveying the scene. So, but again, just a choice. Just a choice. I continue to really love the relationship between Max and Jordan. It's great. They're just like... It's really nice to have a story that's about a young man who doesn't have any like prior exposure to disability. And so because of that, he just applies the rules of be a nice person, you know, and treat people with respect, and don't make assumptions about people just because of the way that they act, right? It's cute, but also it still bothers me What is this? A little paragraph that's just your chapter? That's it? That's it? It's fine. It's fine, sure. But also, I dislike paragraph chapters. But it was very sweet. It was the first time they said I love you to each other. Okay, so we got our first diagnosis. I had guessed that Jordan had autism, but now on page 106, his mother has officially told Max that he has autism. I always love this about neurodivergent people who struggle with like understanding the importance of social etiquette and cues. Jordan says, also, social etiquette was something that always had seemed so petty to me and had become something I participated in simply out of obligation, because so many of neurotypical people also feel that way, but the societal pressures work to make us feel bad about not participating. Oh my gosh, what if I don't say thank you, you know? So it always like tickles me and makes me happy to have characters say out loud the things that so many of us feel. And again, so that's my favorite part about this book. Ooh, this is a good one about mental health and working with people who have disabilities. My guess was that everyone who thought they were putting tools in place to help Jordan was really creating processes that made it easier on themselves to deal with him. Ooh, oh, that hits so hard. Yeah. Unfortunately, that is often what people are doing, you know? It's not the best interest of the student in mind, even if it comes from a really great place. A lot of times, they're just trying to make it easier so that they can function. And I get that, but it should be like a meeting in the middle, right? I don't know. I like that part of this part of the book so much. Okay, I think this is the last time I'm going to mention it, because I'll probably just talk about this is the biggest issue I see with this book is every time we get like it's an emotional moment, you know, and I want to get attached to the characters, then we get a summary of what happens. So there's a whole paragraph where the character explains this harrowing thing that happened to her, and she's like in the she's meeting Max's mom for the first time, and it's just, it's emotional. Everybody's having like an experience, and it's explained to me rather than me seeing it. I want to see them crying. I want to see them, I want to hear how Aurora sounds when she's in a heightened emotional state like that. And I just would really like to read the direct dialogue. Why, hello, Pygmy. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Would you like a laugh this morning? But at this point, unless there's something like specific that happens later on, I'm not going to comment on it anymore until I do the review of the book. But I think in this particular moment, because it's so emotional and that it's described that they're crying and having like an intimate moment where the two characters of Aurora and Max are growing, and I don't get to feel like I'm part of that scene, you know? So, but other than that, it is still really beautiful. I like it. This is Max talking about Jordan. It was frustrating because I knew how brilliant he was. I could see his genius come out every time he was near music, but it was like the rest of the world was a mystery where everyday tasks were anything but natural. So good. Interesting. This is the first time I feel like the book is trying to be a instructive narrative rather than just a story that I'm reading. Because I feel like Jordan, while being extremely intelligent, is not quite as self reflective as this. So many times before, I had entered situations that posed a danger to me, but instead of taking the moment to teach me what the safe way to react would be, I was made to feel like I had done something terribly wrong. As a result, that was the lasting impression I would have about each of those past situations. My learned behavior became submission rather than mastering safety constructs that would protect me. That part of the sentence in particular, my learned behavior became submission rather than mastering safety constructs that would protect me, reads a little bit like a school book, you know. If you're reading about autism and you're trying to understand how a person with autism sees the world, then you might think, ah, yes, the reason that I tell them why the thing that they did is incorrect, and then so I explain to them why this is not a good thing to do, and then also give them in an alternative reaction for that, then I could see someone reading this sentence became submission rather than mastering safety constructs that would protect me. Yeah. So I think cute. All right, the three characters are about to converge. Oh yeah, almost like exactly halfway through the book. That's kind of cool. Nice.